Hi-ho, hi-ho.
You are an elf.
Those are technically dwarves that sing that song.
Well, I think an elf could sing it if they wanted to. There's no law against elves singing dwarf songs.
We don't actually know what the elven laws are, so I think you're speaking out of turn there. There could be elfin laws about what they can and cannot say. Maybe they don't have freedom of speech.
God,
we may soon not either.
I feel depressed now just before.
Sorry, didn't mean to start it that way.
Yeah, because I just believe in elves and I believe in dwarfs and I just want them all to get along. Don't you?
I think dwarves and elves don't get along because I think dwarves... Oh no, I'm thinking of trolls. Trolls are the bad things.
Oh, right.
Dwarves can swing either way.
They do. They swing either way. They play for both teams.
I think elves can be a little bit nasty, though, can't they sometimes?
Well, they could be tricky.
Tricky. Like brownies.
Yeah.
Is that those other little people?
Yeah. They get a little puckish, the elves. But the brownies, that's different. Because they're
them.
The brownies are too small to really get... Well, in groups, like huge groups of brownies can cause trouble. Like with Gulliver. They caused a lot of trouble.
Those were brownies? I thought those were just little people from Lilliput.
Well, they're sort of in the same genre. They're kind of a species unto themselves in the mythical realms.
But I feel like the elves that work for Santa are vaguely different than the elves that work for themselves in the little mines.
Well, they probably got, they thought...
Those are domesticated elves.
No, they succumbed to advertising.
They're all hallmarked up.
They wanted a specific job with benefits.
Do you think Santa gives good benefits?
Yeah, I do.
Healthcare, dental?
Sure.
I don't know. Do you remember that Christmas? Which is it? Which is it? Rudolph, the little elf that wants to be a dentist? Herbie?
No, I don't think you're mixing that up with something.
Okay, well, the little dentist elf doesn't want to be a Santa's elf. He wants to be a dentist. And they meet the abominable snowman, the Bumble, and he has a tooth. They think he's mean, but it's really because he has a toothache, and Herbie, the little elf, fixes his tooth. Which one is that? Which Christmas movie is that?
That's some modern story.
No, it's not. It's been around since I was a kid.
Well, it's not a Grimm's fairy tale.
No, there were no dentists in Grimm's day. Well, there kind of were. Wasn't like the dentist and the undertaker and the barber the same thing?
Is it sort of the Bambi era?
Yeah.
Snow White?
Yeah.
Walt Disney?
Well, it's maybe a little later than that. I mean,
yeah, because I don't know if they had dental work back in the times of
I think
Hans
Snow
Christian
White
Andersen.
was the first Disney full. I don't know. No, well, they had to do something with their teeth. There had to be some dentist person always, ever since the caveman days. Or do people just deal with their own dental work? Like you go get a rock and you just smash out your tooth. You know, this was not on my list to talk about. And none of this. Although I do think I cracked my own tooth this morning on a bowl of corn pops. And I think it's because they were genetically friggin' modified. I had a fight with John this morning because he went grocery shopping yesterday. And it's the law that you now have to label genetically modified food.
Right.
And a ton of the food that I've always bought suddenly pops up with the label genetically modified. So I'm like, oh, frick, and I don't buy it anymore. And corn pops was one of them. Corn is one of those big modifiable things. And so he brought it back and I said, I can't eat this. It's genetically modified. And John said, you've been eating it for like years. Like probably one more bowl won't hurt you.
Yeah. And because you've been genetically modifying yourself by eating it for a long time. So I wouldn't worry about it. Just let it go in and do what's magic.
Well, I was really sad. So I ate it because I was like, oh God, he's probably right. I've been eating it all along. It just because it wasn't labeled before doesn't mean it wasn't modified.
Do you remember we talked about this last week?
Yes. But this week I cracked my tooth on it, I think.
Well, I cracked my tooth. Well, I didn't crack any teeth, but I did chew on some rocks this week.
Oh, I hate that.
I don't know where they came from. I was trying to figure out
Did you eat cilantro?
The rocks. No, but I did have a bunch of parsley.
I've noticed that the grocery store herbs lately are covered in some sort of like really gritty, rocky sand. And it doesn't even come out in the salad spinner. You have to soak.
Yeah, you have to
suckers.
soak. Yeah, it's always safe to just do a soak.
It ruins a perfectly lovely salad for me when you bite down on that crunchy and you never know when you're going to get one of those painful crunches of dirt.
Exactly, and you can't recover from it very well because then you're suspicious.
I'm very suspicious and the food doesn't taste good to me anymore because I'm afraid that every bite is going to include... What are you touching your ears
I'm
for?
just wondering if we're talking too loud because we both have hats on and we have our headphones on top of our hats. So I'm trying to check and make sure the levels aren't too
into
hot.
The red. I verge into the orange. You don't.
Yeah, but I won't. Okay, well, you do tend to talk a little more distinctly than I do. I mean, you just have a stronger voice.
No, I'm just loud. You can say it. Loud.
No, you speak with confidence. And, well, I don't know what to say about you. You're so much like an elf. It's hard to even describe.
Not one of the bad ones, though.
Yeah, so I did post that picture on Facebook.
Where my hat is making my head look like a giant red egg.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you look like an elf taking a photograph with an iPhone. Hey, why don't you open up your Christmas present?
Oh, yeah. Kristina has brought me a present, and it has really cool wrapping paper that looks like tiny little campers on it, which I love. It's actually birch bark with little campers on top of it.
Yeah, it's the kind of campers that look like...
Is it breakable? Is this breakable thing?
Somebody said they look like a can of ham.
Campers look like a can of ham?
Right, you know those cans?
Oh, this, like Spam. You're talking about Spam?
No, ham. Not Spam.
I've never eaten ham in a can.
You haven't? Your dad, Butch, hasn't?
I don't think so.
Didn't Butch ever? You
probably.
Said your mom fed you out of cans a lot.
She did, but I don't remember canned ham.
She didn't get canned ham.
I think the meat didn't come from a can.
You can rip the paper. I have more at home if you want some.
I have only one hand, so I'm just trying to do it. I guess I could put my microphone.
Could you just stop for a sec?
I know. You want me to crinkle? Are you good?
Yeah, thanks. How did you know? I didn't even say it, and you knew what I wanted.
I know you. I know you now.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't want her to unwrap the whole thing and not...
Is this what's actually in the box or not?
No, that's a fake box. That's a fake. That's a fake out box.
She's gotten me a fake balsam for incense, which is exciting, even though I don't really burn incense because I just will sniff it. Hang on. I gotta put the microphone down. Just a second. Okay, there. Now I have hands. What will it be? I can't get it open. Oh, there is a balsam incense in there.
Well, there's a Christmas incense holder.
And a blemish touch stick, which is actually because I need it right now, actually.
Well, I know how much you worry about it.
It's tea tree.
I just didn't want you to worry in 2017 about blemishes. I wanted
Well.
you to just relax and have a great year. And that's why I got that. It's not because I think you have blemishes, because I never see the ones that you see. Could
There's
I
a little crisp. Oh my God, that smells good.
see? So everything I gave you
Everything
smells good.
Tell me how to do this, though. Do you put
You just stick it
way?
on top.
You don't stick it like that.
No, that would burn your house down.
Okay, I won't
So
do
it'd be
that
better
then, so
not
I
to do
stick
it that
this
way. That looks really great.
And there's little round chocolate balls in here.
Yeah, those are chocolate balls. I thought you needed some chocolate
I'm
balls.
clicking them together.
Okay.
Thank you, Kristina.
All right. Happy Hanukkah.
Thanks. Kristina's gift is back ordered, even through Amazon Prime, which I'm really, really annoyed about. So she won't get it until after Christmas. But it's kind of cool. I almost kind of want to keep it for myself. But I won't. Actually, John wanted to keep it for himself. When
Can we
ordered
share it? Should I bring it over when I come
No.
over? We could
We'll
all
just
share
look
it.
at it. We'll look at it.
Is it a snow globe?
No. I really like the smell of this.
Do you like snow globes?
Kinda.
Okay.
I don't know if I want one, but I kind of like
You like shaking them up?
to shake them. Yes.
Yeah.
This is a nice sized box. It like fits right in your hands.
I just thought you'd love everything in there.
I do. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's what people give elves.
That is what people give elves.
Yeah.
What do you think elves' main diet consists of?
Imaginary food.
Like sparkly dust?
No, it's food. It's food. It's just imaginary. It looks great. It doesn't have a lot of nutritional value
Or calories?
because they don't need it.
I need some of that.
Yeah. They just need the illusion of eating, which would be great for us too. I mean, if any, it would be better than dieting.
You know what? I can't eat Cheerios anymore because they smell like pee.
Great.
Does your pee smell like Cheerios? Because
No.
mine kind of does a
No.
little bit. Why do you think
No,
that
it
is?
does not. I
What's
could
your
tell
pee
you.
smell like?
Nothing.
Your pee must smell like something. Pee smells like something.
Right.
I'm sure it has to smell like something.
This would be a good time for you to introduce the show.
Oh,
Probably.
hey. You guys, you lucky ducks, are listening to the 11th hour radio show here with Kristina Stykos and Emily Howe. And we broadcast from South Royalton Community Radio, WFVRLP 96.5. Oh, somebody added the call letters up there on the sign so that we don't mess it up anymore. 96.5, see?
Yeah.
In handwritten.
We could do these signs that are all done with magic marker.
Yeah.
It's a little tacky. I think we could improve for 2017. I'm just thinking of things that we could
Like
improve.
have one font for the radio station? Is that what you're saying?
We'll just make some nice signs, like find somebody who has good handwriting.
John has
Like,
nice handwriting.
Like that sign over there that says, Kristina says, do not unplug.
I don't know if that's good handwriting.
No, I'm saying that's terrible handwriting, so I think we should...
Look at your cursive. The way you sign is nice. See your cursive?
I was pretending to sign it really nice. It's kind of
Oh,
stupid
it's
looking.
your fake signature?
It's my fake signature.
I have one of those too.
Looking like I'm really stupid and fancy.
It's got a lot of curly cues and stuff.
Yeah, as if I could write a fancy
That'd
letter.
take you a while.
Yeah, like I was writing to the Queen of England or something, and
If
I would
I
sign.
write a fancy letter, I turn the paper wicked on its side so that my handwriting will all slant the same direction. But by the end, it stops doing that, and then it looks stupid.
You know what happens with my handwriting sometimes? I'll start slanting it in one direction or even straight up and down, and it starts to lean back.
So weird.
So it changes, and then I notice that it's changed, and so I try to get it back, but you don't want to do that too quickly because it's going to be obvious.
Jarring, like two different people wrote.
Yeah, so usually I just crumple up the paper and start over.
Yep.
And just say, okay, make a decision, either slant it forward, slant it straight up and down, or slant it backwards, not all three.
I always start out with very, good intentions of making the letter super neat, and it starts really neat and tidy in the beginning, and then by the end, I'm like, I don't even care anymore, and then it's messy.
Wow, you're impatient.
I don't. Also, though, I don't think I've ever been able to send just the first draft of a letter because, and it's never from what I wrote. It's my handwriting bothers me so much.
How often do you actually handwrite a letter?
Not very much anymore.
Yeah, that's
but
why typing has taken over some of those problems, or it
Yeah.
has overcome some of those problems that some of us have had about hating our handwriting. But something lost, something gained, something lost.
my mom has super beautiful, like perfect handwriting, and people usually have the same handwriting as their parents. It's really, really interesting. My sister Jen has my mom's handwriting, but I
Really?
don't. I
Huh.
have somewhere between my dad's chicken scratches and my mom's like lovely swoops.
Gosh, I don't have anything like my parents. My mother's, she grew up in Canada and England and Scotland, and I couldn't even describe what kind of handwriting she has. It's very interesting, but I've never seen anything like it. I would guess it's more European style. And then my dad, I don't know who taught him, like dwarves taught him to write, because he would elongate letters, and because his toes were different lengths, I think maybe that affected how he
My
wrote.
toes are different lengths.
Well, his were really. So that's what his handwriting looked like. It looked like your foot had different length toes on it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
me. That's me too.
Oh, gosh. Well, that then toe length has something to do with your handwriting.
Definitely.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, my dad has funny toes too. That's why.
Don't
Oh
you
my
wonder
God.
what Donald Trump's handwriting looks like? Don't you wonder now? I do.
Does he have very tiny feet to match his little very tiny hands?
Well, one would suspect.
Huh.
Yeah.
You know what
I
they say
know.
about tiny feet?
No.
Really tiny handwriting.
Oh, so small that it disappears? That would be great. I just like... Anyway. So, yeah. We went to Bill and Tanya's Christmas party.
Who's Bill and Tanya?
Bill and Tanya, my neighbors.
Oh yeah.
I don't, and
The good neighbors?
Yes, and all my neighbors that I never ever see were there.
What? Even the bad neighbors?
No,
Oh.
the bad neighbors were not invited, which was really cool.
Awesome.
I mean, it'll teach them to become nicer. And so, you can go for years in the backcountry without meeting your neighbors, oddly enough, if you're like me. I mean,
It's super true.
I think farmers get to know each other because they have mutual interests.
And our stuff breaks, and we have to go find somebody else with the stuff.
I was just going to say that because when your stuff breaks, you need help.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But for me, when my stuff breaks, when my recording equipment breaks, my neighbors are not going to be able to help me. But I did go to this party. And have you ever gone to a party where there is a dog at the party that has the same name as one of the people at the party?
No, I don't
Think about
so.
that. No. Well, this party, there was Buddy, the dog. And then there he was. There was Buddy, my neighbor.
Yeah, but Buddy's isn't your neighbor's real name. Probably isn't Buddy.
No, it's Buddy. Everybody knows it. He's a roofer.
No, but
Buddy.
what did his mother write on his birth certificate? Buddy?
Maybe Budley. I don't know what's the name for
Jones?
Buddy.
No, nothing. That's a nickname. It's not a name. It's not a
Come
real
on.
name. My cousin's named Buddy. His real name is Shane.
Maybe it's Bob.
No, his name is Shane.
Because who wants to be called
Buddy?
Bob all the time?
What? Like,
I mean,
what about
when you want an
Bradley?
alternative?
No, Budwick?
No,
Budson?
we're going to have to look into
Budson
this.
Burners. Oh, is that Bunsen?
That is Bunsen. Yeah, the Bunsons.
I just don't think
Garrison
Buddy is
Keillor.
short for anything.
The Bunsons on Lake Wobegon.
Oh yeah, I've always said Bunsen.
Buddy
but I never-
Bunsen. That would be a great name.
Bunsen?
Buddy Bunsen. I would love to have that name. So Buddy, I've lived close to Buddy. He's seen me drive by his house maybe for 20 years, close to 20 years. His house is pretty much right on the road. So those folks, they see me drive by for 20 years, okay, and they don't know who I am. So he was excited. He was like, I was a mythical figure to him, just like an elf or a dwarf. He couldn't believe that I was materializing before his very eyes. He looked at me and he just could not, he kept rubbing his eyes like, this woman can't be real. But I was real.
Wow, Kristina, you were real.
That was the best part about the party.
Did he like you? Did you like him? Was he cool?
I liked him. He was very cool.
Do you wave at him all the time?
No, I never see him now. I've never seen him. I just drive. You know how I am when I drive. I don't
That's
look
true.
around.
You don't see anything.
I don't look at anybody. I just like...
How have you not like mowed over a cow or something by now?
Well, I'm conscious of safety on some level, but I'm having this deep interior dialogue, this philosophical discussion with myself when I drive, and I can't shake it. I can't help it. It's what I want to do with my life.
Good.
So I got a long life, and I got a long way to go.
Lots of driving.
A lot of driving to do yet.
Oh,
Yeah, so
well.
yeah. So you had a Christmas party with the Howe family,
We
the big
did.
extended family, right?
We did, and my grandpa Avery had a stroke like 5 or 6 years ago, and since then he's never once been back to his old house. And my grandmother has lived, with my parents pretty much since then too. So the house has sort of just been closed up, and they thought it might be a good idea this year to just turn on the heat, open the house up, and go back and have Christmas there. And so they brought Grandpa from the nursing home, which was quite a process, actually. It always is. But so he could have, just in case, he could have Christmas in his own house that he built again one time, and he hasn't been back.
What a great idea. Where is that house?
Cool. It's in Heartland, where I grew up.
And the house is still owned by the family?
Yeah. It just is empty.
Oh, my gosh.
It's not empty. All their stuff is still there because they had to go into...
How long has she been not there?
Grammy's not been there. But Grammy goes back and forth sometimes. Like whenever she needs like some sewing supplies or something, we take her there. So she's been to the house lots of times since she moved out. And it's still exactly the way it was when they were there. Just little things like their clothes and some dishes have moved,
see, because I wondered, I was trying to analyze, now whose house is that? That doesn't look like Jen's house.
Yeah, no, we usually have it at my parents' or something, somebody who's kind of close to the nursing home or actually for many Christmases we had it right in the nursing home because they had a big common room, and it's easier when the weather's bad to not try to
move people around.
Somebody who's paralyzed in a bad weather situation.
What did you get from Secret Santa?
It's not Secret Santa, it's Yankee Swap. I got a let's see, a thing that looks like a gumball machine, but it's not. It's like a robot, and when you touch it, it like spits candy at you, which of course I always wanted.
Whip.
And
where's that going to go in the house?
I'm going to just regift it to my children, but I may switch the candy out for something more healthy, like almonds or something. And then I got blanket from my grandmother and towels, and she handmade us all these really awesome pillowcases out of really funky fabric. And what else did we get? It's tricky because it's a Yankee Swap. So like you get things and then other people have the opportunity to steal them from you.
I see.
So sometimes I can't remember if I really ended up with the gift that I opened or not.
Did you steal? You probably stole from Myra.
No, I didn't steal from Myra.
You should have.
Oh, we got syrup too, which is funny because it was syrup that we made, but my mom had put it in the Yankee Swap and we happened to get it. And we were like, oh, great.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. Good.
Saves us from going and taking it out of the refrigerator at her house.
Sure it does. Yeah.
Anyway.
It's time for a track of music. I've got something pretty cool.
Okay. Is it festive?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Well, it's not holiday music. It's not Christmas music. It's not.
Good job,
Not
Kristina,
dreidel, no.
We should. Are you going to play Davey's Christmas song?
Well, I just couldn't find it.
How could you not find it? It's everywhere.
Do you know how many views we got on that video? Did you notice?
Thousands.
3,000.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it.
I've never got to hear the song all the way through because the little spinny beach ball started spinning halfway through on my computer because my computer's effed up, as we all know. And for some reason, I just have not gotten another one.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But
I'll try to bring that in maybe next week. But I did find this one that we recorded this week that he did. It's his song called Night Church. And we had a bunch of guys in this week to sing the background vocals. And so this is a song that's in process. It's not done yet. So it's got some holes in it. You'll hear some spaces where stuff is going to be happening later, but it's not happening now. But it was just fun to do what we did. So let's see if I can get this going. Do I have to do anything? My brain is not highly functional. I just have to double click it, right?
You just have to double click it and then push that fader up.
All right, I'll try this.
Mary, she was dry. No salmon came to the fly. We were shut out, but had other fish to fry. Left the Doketown Cafe, headed for Blackville an hour away. 40 miles of dark bush, where stories lit the way. Then we came to a store, church and a bar. Music began to play. Folks did church in their own special way. It was night church at the Nine Pine Bar with a banjo and 3 guitars. Preacher forgot all about sin. This whiskey rolled down his chin. Jesus was in the choir. Oh, the Sabbath was on fire. Redemption's not far. Get yourself a perch at night church in the Nine Pine Bar. People got dancing. Oh, it was quite a sight. All ages turned sin to light. From 19 to 93, they danced the way it ought to be. 40 miles of dark bush where heaven came to be. Then we came to a store, church and a bar. Music began to play. Folks did church in their own special way. Oh, it was night church at the Nine Pine Bar with a banjo and 3 guitars. Preacher forgot all about sin. His whiskey rolled down his chin. Jesus was in the choir. Oh, the Sabbath was on fire. Redemption's not far. Get yourself a perch at night church in the Nine Pine Bar.
That was it. Night church.
Woo.
At the Nine Pine Bar. That's an actual place in New Brunswick.
I love New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Hey, my dad was trying to describe our radio show to somebody at the Howe family Christmas this weekend.
Uh-oh.
And he had no words, really. He said, you have to have a very open mind, is what he said. And then he said, I don't know. I don't know what to say, is what he said. Basically.
He sort of, what you're saying is he gave up.
He gave up.
He just decided it wasn't...
He recommended that they listen, but he couldn't really say why they should.
Well, it's just like us when people ask us what did we talk about on the show, and we just look at them blankly because we have no idea what we talked about on the show.
Elves and Dutch elm beetles?
Well, I would remember that we talked about elves and dwarves for a while. Probably too long that we talked about them, but I don't know. We sort of had to straighten that out. You have to tease out the different...
angles,
denizens of the underworld.
That's right. I don't think they're from the underworld, Kristina.
Well,
from little trees.
What are the ones that are down under the ground?
Oh, I would say dwarves are the minor ones.
No, but the really bad ones.
Trolls.
No,
I think they come in.
Oh,
caves.
Come on! I'm talking about the Hobbit.
Hobbits are bad?
No, I'm talking about the book, The Hobbit.
Gnomes.
No.
Elves? I don't know what they are. What are they? Hobbits.
On.
What are hobbits? What genre?
It's got to start
what
with a D.
species are hobbits?
All I can remember is Mirkwood. That's the only thing that's coming to my head. I have a whole map of the whole area in my upstairs bathroom.
But you don't know what they are? Hobbits are...
I'm just blanking on it.
I think they're dwarves.
No, I'm sorry. You don't know the story, obviously.
Well, it's been a long time since I read it, and I don't really watch the movies because they're not
It'll come
super
to me.
tiny child friendly. But okay, it'll come to you.
Yeah. Your kids are old enough now, for
They are
goodness
now.
sakes. You could read that one aloud. It's so much
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, yeah.
That
No,
was
that
one,
would be
one of
fine.
our absolute favorites.
No, they watched the movie at their dad's house a long time ago and were really, really scared.
Well, you don't start with the movie.
Well, I didn't.
Well, of course, I know. Hey, I went through the whole same thing.
My youngest child has seen
the
so many
ex-husband.
terrifying movies now. He cannot even, in broad daylight, he cannot go out of the room by himself.
My kids had the same experience.
He can't go in the sunny, we have a cheerful, big old farmhouse, sunny day. He can't even go to his own bedroom by himself.
Yeah, yeah.
You kind of sometimes, and if it's dark, you have to like wait outside the bathroom door because he's so scared of everything. All of a
Okay.
sudden. So I'm anti.
But
scary
I
movies
just
for
want
kids,
to,
guys.
I just want to say that when I was that age, I had anxiety, and
Me
I
too.
didn't watch scary movies. And I think the scariest thing that I watched was The Twilight Zone, but I wouldn't watch scary movies.
No,
And I just
we
had
weren't allowed
anxiety.
to, but somehow one or two slipped through the radar. That always happens at a friend's house or some sort of idiot adult.
yeah.
So it happens no matter what. Or your brain, sometimes even books or pictures that you shouldn't have seen can help speed that process
Yeah, but there's a lot that
into
I'm sure
messy state.
your mothering is a good antidote. You just
Yeah,
might
I
not.
just don't know how to combat like scary pictures and images in their head that I didn't want put there yet.
Right,
That they can't handle.
right. Well,
But-
here's an idea: is to just get some posters of some really positive mythological imagery that could be like if he would probably identify with knights of the Round Table because they're very strong and beautiful. They have beautiful armor and swords, and they're very noble. And so just push some of that propaganda.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. So they just need they need to know that they have both inside. There's the dark forces, but they also have the strength.
I wish that like movies that are series that like kids get kind of hooked on wouldn't suddenly add to the series movies that are not appropriate for kids because kids feel like they want like the new Star Wars movies that have come out. Like my kids watched the old ones and the new ones are a lot darker, a lot more violent, a lot more graphic, and parents everywhere have taken their kids to see the new Star Wars movies. And I'm pretty sure my kids probably went this week too when they were not with me. And
Yeah.
I always like go over these things in my mind. I read all the ratings. I see what it says about it, and I'm like, I know they love Star Wars, but this says that ... is not appropriate for kids, and this is really disturbing. And here's
Yeah.
and yet,
I understand.
how can you help?
I felt the same way
seeing
about
these
The
things.
Lord of the Rings, which now, in comparison, seems like, so mild.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have let my kids see that, but they saw it.
Yeah,
It's pretty violent, and just
it is.
if I'd seen that crap when I was a kid, I would freak out. I mean, my brain was my imagination was on overdrive all the time, and without even seeing scary stuff, it was a pretty scary place. So I can't even imagine what would happen if I had seen scarier stuff than I saw.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing I like about the old tales like Robin Hood and so on. They give you these really these characters that you can look up to and want to emulate.
Yeah.
And they're powerful. So just I know you do this already. Just keep reading those books because those books have just those things get embedded in children, I think, with the strength to overcome whatever negative imagery they're going to encounter.
so.
Because
Everything is highly experimental. I mean, every generation, this is all new. Nobody
Right.
knows for real what all these screens are for real doing to kids. Like, we don't know yet because we haven't had them around long enough to see what an entire generation that are raised predominantly staring at screens for most of their life is going to be like. We can guess. Well, we know what they're like when they look at screens for too long.
We also have adults looking at screens too much. So
but what is going to happen to the future of the world if no one has any grip on actual reality?
Cyborgs.
It's just
but it's just like
scary.
it's just like, you know, what's going to happen with a Trump presidency. There's going to be such a backlash. You know, it's good. It sort of cracks the whole thing open. So there's a good side of things getting so extreme.
I don't know. I feel like screens are a little more insidious. They're not an obvious evil to people who are using them. I mean, even I love my screens to a certain extent, but I've got some control over how much I can have them in my life.
Well, again, I think we just have to counter that with good living, because we know the value of taking sleds and going outside and, you know, making eggnog and doing stuff that's with your hands and your heart that doesn't have to do with screens. I mean,
you want to hear something really sad, though?
Okay.
The sales of sleds used to be like kind of the number one New England gift for kids, and they've sold less sleds this year than ever because every kid just wants an iPhone or a. Isn't that sad? Like, we always got a sled every Christmas. We got like a new sled. Kids today nobody's buying their kids any sleds because they're like, what is my kid going to do with this?
Yeah, there's nowhere to sled.
What, like go outside? No.
Well, okay. It's not a problem that we have.
No,
particularly.
I know. But here's the other thing too. I was just reading because I'm always curious about this. They are now suggesting every year there's some new suggestion about what causes autism. Obviously, sometimes it's vaccines, sometimes it's this or that, or, you know, they're now, and I was a little freaked out. I'm probably never going to have another kid, but, you know, my husband's a great deal older than me. So I was reading a lot of stuff about advanced paternal age leads to schizophrenia and autism sometimes. But now they're saying, you know what? It's not that. They think that it's the lack of vitamin D that people are getting nowadays because they don't go outside as much as they used to. Like, women are not going outside as much as they used to during pregnancy or ever.
Oh, everybody's so scared of the sun.
So we're not getting as much sun, and that's actually doing something neurological to the fetuses, and it's contributing to a lot of the mental.
Well, people just don't know what to do. They get scared that they're not supposed to go outside, or they have to slather all this chemical sunscreen on.
Everything in moderation, people. I mean, don't
take everything you hear.
Put on the baby oil and just lay there, but go outside and play.
Yeah,
You're
take
get
it
a little
with
pink sometimes.
That's
whatever.
Right. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't freak out.
No freaking out.
I have some ideas for Christmas presents.
It's getting really kind of late, although I have to go immediately after this and shop for some things that I forgot.
Yeah,
which I thought that I already
you know how
did the final sweep. The train's coming. I thought I already did the final sweep. Christmas presents, but I didn't.
You know what I think about this week's train?
It's bringing Santa?
It very well could be bringing Santa. And
her brain shuts down and she can't she can't finish this thought.
It's kind of a visceral experience. The train whistle, that iconic. Here comes. Oh my God. Just too much for me. Don't we all? I mean, some people like to get high, you know, using substances. I like it when the train goes by.
You do. You really do. I'm going to actually have to film you at some point when the train goes by. You guys don't even know.
I don't even
understand.
I just
your eyes like roll back in your head pretty much.
They do not.
So do.
I was looking at you. And
your eyes were at least unfocused though. You were someplace far, far away.
It's love.
I know.
It's an experience of love.
I have never seen anyone react this way to a train whistle.
There's a lot of things that people don't know about me. There's a lot of things I do in private. And I guess I know you well enough that I can do this on the radio and nobody's watching. Now, if we had video cameras set up here, it would be different. But anyway, I was going to tell you some ideas for presents because there are people who are struggling. They're struggling out there.
I still need to go. So shoot, tell me.
Okay. How about getting somebody you love a block of beeswax?
For what? Like what? For
It smells nice.
Right.
It's made by bees, so it's natural.
what are
And
they
you
going
can,
to do with it?
you can
though?
make candles.
Oh, they're
going to
make candles.
Sure.
Okay. Well, should you buy them the wick too? And maybe a book on how to
No, that's
change
overkill.
this. So they should just figure it out by themselves.
Yeah.
And do whatever they want with this beeswax, maybe?
Yeah, you could just
Are there
have
any
it.
other uses for beeswax?
Well, you can just have it and smell it when you're feeling down.
Okay, I think you can get smudges off of like furniture or something with beeswax.
Sure, why not? Well, if you don't want to get that, then you could get the chocolate bunny reindeer. Did you see those?
No.
The chocolate bunny reindeer. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun.
Is it like
It's
a bunny
little
with
set.
horns?
It's a set. No, it's chocolate reindeer, but they're not reindeer. They're bunnies. So it's a kind of combination between Easter and Christmas if you like both of
Well,
the
do
holidays.
they at least have horns, like antlers?
No, they're just little bunnies. Go to the
Then
South
they're
Royalton
not
Market.
reindeer. They're just bunnies.
No, they're Santa's leading them with this. They're ahead of the sleigh, just like a dog like a dog sled.
Hey,
with all
that's
the,
genius. They're just using up last year's Easter candies that
that's
they're
it.
doing.
That's it. So, South Royalton
Good way to
Market.
recycle South Royalton Market.
Yeah. Well,
Don't let anybody tell you your chocolate is expired.
right.
Just put them in front of
lash 'em up.
Santa's sleigh.
Lash them up, and the way we go. Crack
What
the
do you
whip.
think? On Flopsy, on
Go.
Mopsy, on Peter Cottontail, and
Oh man,
are other
I
bunny
just
names?
love folding all the holidays in together. I think that's the best. If we had just one big one that could span a month, they could have everything, all of it.
I think you got to space it out through the year, Kristina, or how else would we live? If there wasn't something to complain about in the department store, like, oh, why do they have the Halloween candy out already? Wait, you haven't even taken down the Halloween candy, and now it's Christmas decorations. Somebody was complaining on Facebook yesterday because guess what's up already? Valentine's.
Halloween.
The Valentine's Day displays
Oh, I
are already
thought
up.
it was pumpkin time already. I got a little mixed up there.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
But
But I'm telling you, it all mushes into one, really. It is. It's a big mush. But
Mush
anyway,
day.
I wanted to tell you about my top advice for the week. And this is holiday related, so this is going to be useful for somebody. Do not try to shop for a Christmas tree on Mondays.
why?
They're all closed on Mondays.
Well, no one likes Monday. Monday is the least festive day of the week.
Hey, that was when I had time this week to go look for a tree.
Are you telling me you don't have a tree up yet?
Yeah. Yeah, because I went shopping for a tree on Monday.
Maybe you better get one today.
Well, does anybody have any in a parking lot? Because at this point, I'm giving up on trying to cut one down.
No, just go to the Red Rock one.
Oh, yeah, we went there on Monday.
What?
They're closed on Monday.
Well, go
So
today
is the one
on your
in
way
Brookfield.
home.
The one in Brookfield was closed.
The bunny one? Oh, there's one called Bunny Acres. Hey, that's really weird. They're clearly hopping on this mixing Easter and Christmas thing.
Well, it's about the same
I
guy.
think that's in this town.
It's about the same guy. It's about the same baby Jesus. They're all
Oh, God, you're right.
bring the Christ back to Christmas, honey. Okay. That's another
the
tip.
totally
another
non-religious
tip
woman
for the
over there.
holidays. No, I mean that. I mean for people who like that.
Bring the bunny.
For people,
Bring the bunny back to Christmas.
yeah, if you feel inspired by that. I mean, everybody feels it has a different source of inspiration as far as the holidays goes. For me, it's the Christmas tree. That is sort of a secular thing. It's just a beautiful tree in your
I
house.
love the Christmas tree.
I
I love
always-
giving people things, and I love, you know what? Even though I'm not particularly religious, sorry, I accidentally licked the microphone halfway through saying that word, and it really messed up my saying of that word.
That was fun.
I do love Christmas hymns. Like, I think they're really pretty.
Yeah, I don't.
God, why do I keep licking the microphone? Is something wrong with
Are you
me?
hungry?
I have some spatial issues here with my microphone.
You must be ready
It
for
just
another
keeps,
song.
like, stuffing itself in my mouth.
I have another
weirdly.
song, and while we're
God.
listening to the song, we can contemplate. What was the question you just asked? You posed?
I don't
You just
know.
posed a question.
Something about Christmas.
Cannot believe our
Christmas
brains.
carols?
It's almost like we just let the brains go.
Spatial issues.
We just let them go.
Yeah, we do. We do let them
We
go.
let-
They're
And
running
there's-
free and wild.
Who would even guess that there's two brains here? I mean, together
I-
it should
not
be
me.
the sum of the parts should be greater than the whole. Wait, how does it go?
The sum of the parts should be equal to the whole, I think.
No, one has to be greater than the other, just because.
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay,
but that's something to do with
say
math.
It's a false.
It's
a false equivalency. Probably
I don't even
the
know
Russians
what the words coming out of your mouth are right now.
perpetrated that.
What's your song?
Okay, it's called "She's a Mystery to Me," and this is a Roy Orbison song that is performed here by.
I like Roy Orbison.
Yeah,
but this isn't Roy Orbison. Who is this?
No, this is Jim Ryman. This is something we re-recorded up at my studio, and I'm singing on it. So see if you can find my voice. It's kind of hidden.
Darkness falls and she will take me by the hand, take me to some twilight land, where all but love is gray, and I can't find my way without her as my guide. Night falls, I'm cast beneath her spell. Daylight comes, our heavens turn to hell. Am I meant to burn and burn eternally? She's a mystery to me. She's a mystery girl. She's a mystery girl. She's a mystery girl. She's a mystery girl. In the night of love, words seem to disappear, words tangled in your hair. A love so sharp it cuts, like a switchblade to my heart, love tearing me apart. She tempts again my bleeding heart. I wanna run, she's tearing me apart. Fallen angels cry, and I just melt away. She's a mystery to me. She's a mystery girl. She's a mystery girl. She's a mystery girl. She's a mystery girl. Haunted by the light, it's the darkness in her eyes that so intrigues me. But if my love is blind and I don't wanna see, she's a mystery to me. She tempts again my bleeding heart. I wanna run, she's tearing me apart. Fallen angels cry, and I just melt away. She's a mystery to me. She's a mystery girl. She's a mystery girl. She's a mystery girl. She's a mystery girl.
Wow, I like that. If I do say so myself.
I didn't hear you, but that could be because I wasn't listening.
You'll hear it. You'll hear it eventually.
We were talking instead.
We'll put out some kind of a record with that on it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You're about due for another album here.
Oh my gosh. If I can get all my work done this winter, we're going to have a bunch of albums coming out.
That's awesome. No, I mean you yourself are due for another soon.
Well, yeah, I've got the cousins are working on an album.
Ooh.
Yeah. I got to get cracking on it.
That's cool. I'll help you. Let me help you if you want.
Okay, what do you want to do?
I don't know.
Do you want to sing?
Yes, I do, actually.
All right, we should try it. I mean, what do we have to lose?
I don't know.
If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but we should try.
Okay, I just have to get okay with singing in front of people a little more.
I can leave you in the room.
No, you don't have to leave me in the room.
I did that once.
I will burn down your studio or something. Just don't.
Well, I did that.
I do weird things, I trip on things and.
Okay. Well, I had a guitar player who couldn't deal with the red light going on, so I finally just showed him how to run the studio. You do it.
That's cool.
Well, sort of. I simplified it, so I said if you press this here. And then when you're done, do this and this and this. And then he could sit there and he could do a bunch of takes without anyone around.
That's really pretty fabulous.
Good. Didn't help a lot, but it should have.
Well, it might not help me either.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway. So, have you ever thought about snow gun operators?
Very much.
I had a chat with one this week.
They're so sexy.
Well, they can't. I suppose they could be. Yeah. Well,
Just kidding. It was a ski bum for years. So basically, who you're attracted to is other ski bums and the snow gun guys, or the lift operators who are the bottom of the barrel. Exactly. You don't want to go out with the lift operators.
Okay, but you feel like the snow gun guys.
Snow gun guys have a bit of technical stuff. They're the sciencey end of the thing.
And you know what else is really cool about them is that their shift is from 12 midnight till 12 noon.
That's right.
Usually. And the thing about this is, which I hadn't realized before, these young guys or women, I don't know if women do it, but anyway, you might show up to work once or twice a little tipsy because you're starting at midnight.
Basically everybody who works at a ski area is just an alcoholic.
Right. So this guy, he was just telling me how he got fired because he showed up to work having been drinking a little bit.
I used to be friends. Okay, sorry to interrupt. But I used to be friends with one of the guys who drove the groomer, and he was also worked during the day, and he drank a lot. He fell asleep in the groomer one time.
No.
And it mowed down so many trees, because those things are massive. Then he just made a whole new trail, and it was called so-and-so's drunken stupid. That trail was actually named after his drunken.
Which ski area?
Killington.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Cool.
Little history there from obscure history.
It's not named that anymore. I mean, that's just what what all of us called it. It's got a real name on the map.
Somebody should do that, kind of behind the scenes history of Killington ski area. Wouldn't that be funny?
It would be.
Oh, there'd be so many crazy stories.
I was actually the first female snowboard instructor at Killington, which was kind of one of the first in the whole Northeast, because they were the first to offer snowboarding lessons. I pioneered one female thing there. That's my contribution to the world.
You're a trailblazer. You're amazing. Oh my gosh.
It was not fun being the only girl there, though.
I can see that.
Because it wasn't ooh, I'm the only girl. Woohoo. No, it was I wasn't cute or anything, so it wasn't that.
If you're of a certain age, you're cute. Doesn't matter how.
No, that was that certain age, which most people are cute, was my really non-cute time. Oddly enough, I'm a late bloomer, if ever.
Well, you found a great guy who's
I was even uglier basically then. So
I can't tolerate you talking this way about yourself, but I'll
show you pictures. Plus, you can't even tell what sex anybody is. If you work at Killington, you're covered in clothes.
It's hard for me to correct you on the radio. I'm 10 feet away from you, but
we're gonna hit me with something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right, go back to you were saying.
Yeah, I didn't have anything else to say. I just really never thought about those guys out there in the middle of the night making snow. I just never thought about it. But musicians, on the other hand, I hang out with them quite a bit. And so this group of guys came over to sing this week, as I mentioned. And one of them brought his significant other and she brought soup. So we had lunch after that. And what do you think we talked about? What do you think musicians talk about left to their own devices?
Probably not music.
I made a little short list of what we talked about.
Okay, let's hear it. I'm curious.
We talked about UFO sightings.
Wow. This sounds like our radio show.
That's right. There was more information at that table about what's been going on in the air than I have heard in a long time. A lot of people had seen a lot of UFOs.
I hate space, so I guess I would not have.
It's not space. They come down to the Earth, so it's not space anymore.
But they're from space.
No. Don't think of it that way.
I don't want anything to do with them.
No, it's just what would make it nice? Do you like teacups? Do you like you like toys?
Yeah,
think of it that way.
I'm thinking
it's
of
like
them
a
as
toy
toys.
teacup sighting.
They don't look like teacups.
Okay, forget it. We talked also about life after
Are you
death.
thinking of the saucer part? You think like flying saucer? Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah.
They don't look like teacups.
How do
though,
you
with a little
know? You
handle.
don't like space. You wouldn't know what
Well,
aircraft
even
looks
if I don't
like.
look like even if I don't like space, I don't think that they're like flying teacups.
See, now you're getting interested in it. I'm trying to change the
okay.
subject, and you still
All right,
want to talk
go.
about
What else?
Okay, we were talking about life after death and what you get to take with you or not.
That depends on what culture or religion you're from.
Why should it depend on what religion you're from?
I don't mean that changes what you get to take. That changes what you think you're going to take.
That's true.
Look at the Egyptian people who have all their crap packed around them.
Right.
They think it goes with them. They think it does.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, what do you think musicians think that they're going to be able to take with them when they die?
What?
Their guitars? No, we were just talking about it. I don't know. We didn't come up to any conclusions particularly.
God.
Then the other thing we talked about were gigs where cops were called.
So you guys did talk about
A little bit. Well,
Stuff,
there's always a musician in the bunch that wants to start telling gig stories, about naked women and drug busts and
panties being thrown around.
Yeah, pistols and rats and club owners and stuff like that. So we got some good stories out of that.
Good pistol and rat stories.
Yeah, that was it. The club owner who shot the rat.
What was the rat doing? Just being...
just what rats do. I mean, if you see them, they're obviously not where they're supposed to be.
Right. Unless you have pet rats. I don't like pet rats. That's just wrong.
I'm glad you came to that conclusion. I just was waiting for you to figure that out. It's almost time to sign off.
What?
I can't believe it. I've just had so much fun.
I didn't even tell you about slipping on the icy fence and slamming my crotch really hard.
No, I didn't know about that.
I just won't tell you about that, I guess.
Won't get to know about that right now. Check her Facebook page. She's going to do...
No, I'm not going to write about it.
Why
it was
not?
private. I was only going to talk about it on the radio.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It hurt a lot less than I thought it would, but I think that's because I'm a girl and we have to give birth out of that spot, so it's pretty tough.
Let me tell you, you look great.
Thanks. Well, you haven't seen that part of me.
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, you're up and you're doing your radio show, just like everything.
Weird though that we have body parts that we don't really see very often. Like I had to use a hand mirror, and
you know what?
That's
It's
gross.
time to sign off.
I guess that's probably good. Sign us off, Kristina. Take us out.
All right, everybody have a great weekend, whatever you're doing.
Happy holidays if you celebrate.
Yeah, even if you're alone and you're miserable and you're depressed, have a happy holiday because we're with you. There's lots of us out there that are miserable.
She's not miserable. Don't listen to her.
Thanks for listening to 11th Hour Radio with Kristina Stykos. That's me and Emily Howe. And
that's me.
We'll go out on a track of music. Oh, this is actually Eric Goodenough. I dug this up.
Is he good enough to take our show out?
He's absolutely good enough. See you next week.
Bye.